This is Citizen Live at 1. A very good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Hussein Mohammed. Now, most suspects have been netted in police overnight swoops in parts of Nairobi. Most of the suspects were arrested in Eastleigh Estate. A number of them have been taken to the Safaricom Stadium in Kasarani, where they are being screened by a special team of police officers, immigration officials, and other representatives of government agencies involved in the screening. We're now joined live on phone by Michael Njenga, a reporter on the scene, with the very latest on what is ongoing in the screening of the arrested foreigners. Mike, how has the exercise been so far?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Hussein Mohammed. The exercise kicked off again early in the morning today, but unlike yesterday, today everybody else has been locked out, from the friends and relatives of those who have been arrested in the swoop, to the journalists, even to the human rights commissions that are here. Everybody has been locked outside. Nobody is being allowed to go anywhere near where the screening is going on. But very many people have been brought in. We've managed to talk to several relatives of those who were arrested last night. Hussein Mohammed, last night there was another swoop going on in Eastleigh, and we're told about over 300 people were arrested yesterday, last evening, as the police went on with the swoop. So we do not know whether those ones who were arrested yesterday will be brought here, or the police are, first of all, going through with those people who had been arrested earlier. But there are very, very many relatives are waiting outside the gates at the Kasarani Stadium, just waiting outside to see if they can be allowed to at least take water or some food to their relatives who have been arrested. But for anybody else, if you're not, from the security agent, if you're not one of the policemen, if you're not from the immigration, if you're not from, the CID, there are people from the CID who have been brought here to just because of verifying the fingerprints. If you're not from any one of those teams, nobody is being allowed to come anywhere close to the screening center. Hussein.
Mike, are they giving any reasons why everybody else is being locked out, including the media?
Pardon?
Are they giving any reasons why everybody else is being locked out, including the media?
Nobody is being given any reason why we're being locked out. We just came in and found heavily guarded gates being guarded by the General Service Unit officers. All the gates are in, but somehow we maneuvered and we got in. But the main screening area, which is at the where the football is, where they play the football, that's the main screening area. Nobody is being allowed there. All the gates are shut. We've been talking to the people, the Kenya National Human Rights Commission. They're also telling us, they're also locked outside. Nobody is being allowed, and no explanation. When we tried to talk to the OCPD Kasarani, he told us that those are just orders that he has, that nobody should go near the screening centers. So it's only the police and all the other agents who have been, certified to go in, who are being allowed.
So, Mike, would you then have any information if from those who have been arrested so far, those who are there, those who have been cleared and released?
So far, we don't have any information of anyone who has been cleared and being given a chance to go home. As I told you earlier, we spoke with some of the relatives who were telling us that there were people who had been cleared yesterday. There are people who had been found to be having genuine identity cards. But they are not yet released. So they're hoping that when they come here today, those who have been cleared, those who have been screened and found to be genuine Kenyans, maybe they'll be released today. But they're all waiting. Nobody has been told anything. No one has come out to speak to any of the relatives. But I understand that the Inspector General, David Kimani, will be having a press briefing later on today. Perhaps he will be giving details as to how the operation is going on and when those who have been cleared will be released. Hussein.
All right, Mike Njenga joining us live from Safaricom Stadium, Kasarani, on phone. Mike, thank you for that. Of course, join him later on in successive bulletins on what really transpired today. Mombasa County doctors and nurses have raised concerns over alleged poor health services in all public hospitals in the county due to understaffing, lack of facilities and salary delays. This even as health officials expressed concern that mentally challenged patients at the Port Reitz Hospital in Changamwe constituency are forced to go without meals.
The state of the public health system in Mombasa County was the subject at hand, being addressed by the county governor, senator and health workers Tuesday evening.
Port Reitz has got no food for patients. Patients are skipping meals, and we are not told why, but there is some information which says that we have got out of debt. The hospital has got a bed capacity of 72. When a governor, a bed capacity of 72 with 8 nurses, we can imagine is a big problem.
The health workers also raised concerns over the reported high child mortality rate at the Coast General Hospital, alluding to the genesis of the problem as the shortage of nurses at the hospital.
Per shift in Kenyatta, nurses are 12 per shift, and yet they deliver less patients compared to us. For us per shift, the maximum we have is 3.
Setting firm foundations at the hospital will traverse all of us.
When we visited with the governor the other day, we had people from as far as Machakos. So if it serves everybody, then they cannot continue giving us some couple of 100 millions. They need to give us more millions so that we can be able to have first-class services.
So, in all fairness, the formula by wanatumia for Mombasa, in my opinion, it has been designed so that this county can fail.
Salim Bilu, Citizen Live at 1.
Well, the Central Organization of Trade Unions, COTU, has criticized the ongoing launch of the Federation of the Public Service Trade Unions of Kenya, PUSETU, where Labour Cabinet Secretary Kazungu Kambi, Education Cabinet Secretary Jacob Kaimenyi, and the Devolution Cabinet Secretary Ann Waiguru were among the invited guests. The launch is currently underway, and we're now joined live on phone by our senior reporter, Sylvia Chebet, with the very latest. Sylvia, among the people I've already mentioned, invited to attend, have those 3 ministers attend, and who else is in attendance?
Well, Hussein, we haven't seen any person from COTU in attendance. But just let me give you a brief background to this day. It's a big day for PUSETU, the Public Service Trade Unions of Kenya. That's PUSETU. And the Labour CS, that is the Cabinet Secretary for Labour, Kazungu Kambi, is here to launch this national labour organization, the second in Kenya. Of course, the Central Trade Organization of Trade Unions, that COTU, has been the only one presiding the trade union movement in post-independence Kenya. So 2 other cabinet secretaries are accompanying Kazungu Kambi, that's Jacob Kaimenyi of Education and Ann Waiguru of Devolution. And they are launching this new giant center, so to speak, that the government will help to bring sanity in the labor movement in this country. And COTU and PUSETU are supposedly equal now, and as you can guess, there is no representation from COTU in this event. The Federation of PUSETU is an umbrella union that has among its members the Kenya Union of the Kenya National Union of Teachers (NAT), its rival KUPPET, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUSU, Kenya Union of the non-teaching staff of universities, WASU. It also has a dock workers union, just to name a few. Of course, the event has just started, and we are getting to hear more about PUSETU right now. And obviously, there is a lot of politics around this movement, rivaling COTU. COTU has been the only dominating trade unions movement in this country until now.
And COTU definitely, Sylvia, has not been very happy with that. Have they spoken about this today again? And has their criticism of this been addressed by PUSETU and what is going on right now?
Sorry, come again, okay.
I'm saying COTU obviously is not happy with this. We've seen them being very critical of what is happening. Have they talked about this again today? And where you are right now, where this thing is being launched, has PUSETU addressed what COTU has been talking about, criticizing the whole PUSETU thing?
Well, the much I can tell you right now, Hussein, is that all we have known or established is that COTU has not sent any representation, and obviously it has been made known here in this function that during the call it the introduction, that nobody from Kotu is present.
Okay, Sylvia Chebet reporting live where Pusetu are launching today, and of course we'll be joining her later on in our bulletins for more news. What else is to wait for today? The wait is over. Tonight on the Big Question show at 9 p.m. we'll bring you an exclusive interview with President Uhuru Kenyatta, his achievements and challenges as the head of state, including issues to do with his relationship with Deputy President William Ruto. Be sure to hear all about the first 1 year of the Jubilee administration. Here's a sneak preview of the interview.
Right. Evidently, your style is a bit different. You break protocol. You go and say hi to people. You even embrace the First Lady after her run. We've seen you take Nyama Choma outside with people. Critics say this is a president that is keen on coming to the level of Mwananchi, connecting with the Mwananchi, almost deliberately, but still doesn't connect with the issues of Mwananchi. What would you have to say to that?
I think that's very incorrect, because first and foremost, in terms of connecting, that's what I've always been. That's not something that I'm putting on. You ask anybody who has known me all my life, they will tell you. Yeah? That's the Uhuru that's the Uhuru we know.
Yeah.
And in terms of connecting with Mwananchi, a lot of the programs that we are actually actively engaged in are actually issues that will change the lives of people.
Well, that's not all. Ever wondered how your president spends his days, or what makes him different from his three predecessors? Who gets to call him by his name, or where does he draw his inspiration from? Well, that's also tonight. We have the president covered in all angles. Now Jackie Maribe gives us a sneak preview of what should be bringing us tonight on the Big Question at 9 p.m. The other side of your president, Uhuru Kenyatta, that you don't get to see.
President, do you know what a selfie is?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Do you know how to take one?
Absolutely.
Can we have one?
The 2.5 of us.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Let's do one more. You're not smiling.
I am smiling. You're not smiling, though. Yeah, now you're smiling.
How's that?
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
Yes.
But we missed the half.
Wait, no, the half will come.
The president actually keeps saying, let's do one more. It's amazing, isn't it? Well, a lot more, of course, ahead tonight on The Big Question. You don't want to miss this Citizen TV exclusive. Now, over 20,000 orphans of vulnerable children in Kisii, Homa Bay and Migori counties are set to benefit from a social welfare program facilitated by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. The program, dubbed was ZESHA, will provide socio-economic support, health care, counseling and other assistance to the children. Speaking during the launch of the program at Agorosari Primary School in Oyugis, Homa Bay County, USAID Deputy Team Leader in Kenya, Tara Simpson, said that a large majority of Kenya's orphan children lived in the former Nyanza province, necessitating the launch of the project in the area fast, after which it can be spread to other parts of the country. Kasipul MP John Oyugi Magwanda and the Director of Children's Services Ahmed Hussein, who were both present during the launch, pledged to support the program.
USAID has partnered with the government of Kenya for over 50 years to jointly implement development programs. One of our greatest successes has been improving the lives of children through programs that ensure that orphans and vulnerable children can lead productive lives instead of being a burden on their communities.
This is the project and we must support it. My CDF, if you strongly feel that there is somewhere where we can chip in, we can even bend the law to ensure that these children are supported.
We have a commitment from the national government through the president when he launched the cash transfer recently that we are going to have this doubled even next year. So the national government is going to put in more resources to support these families who are taking care of orphans and vulnerable children.
Now, business was disrupted in Githunguri town, Kiambu County, when operators of hearse vehicles protested over what they call interference by coffins by a morgue in the town. They claim that morgue attendants interfere with the coffins in order to force bereaved families to purchase new ones from them. Liz Nyango with the drama in Githunguri town.
It was one of those rare demos coming from hearse operators operating in the town. And this day, they directed their anger at the local staff of Mukoe Funeral Home. They accused morgue attendants of allegedly tampering with coffins with a view of forcing bereaved families to purchase new coffins from them.
Mtu yote miliaki kwa hapa, ako na haki ya kununua sanduku bala anataka. Watu wachukue mili yao, watu waende kazi. Yes.
The operators condemned the actions of morgue attendants, claiming on several occasions they had encountered embarrassing situations.
The moment we deliver the coffins inside the morgue, they interfere with the coffins. So that in the morning, you find that when the body is being carried away, the body just drops. And you later can find that the coffin was broken.
More than 100 vehicles offering the services were grounded as police tried to intervene to end the stalemate. In some instances, there were delays in the collection of bodies. As family and friends patiently waited for the bodies of their loved ones, police led by Githunguri Deputy USCPD Abdi Ahmed promised to investigate the claims and take appropriate action. They urged the hearse operators to resume work. Liz Anyango, live at 1.
Now, for a long time, West Pokot County remained one of the marginalized areas in Kenya where cases of cattle rustling worsened the insecurity situation. But since the inception of the devolved system of government, West Pokot County is on a path to greater heights and economic prosperity. Our reporter Gatete Njoroge toured the county to assess firsthand the achievements of the county administration there and the challenges it faced over the past year.
Our next journey to West Pokot County from Trans Nzoia County is not a smooth one. Poor road network connecting the two counties are testimony of challenges they face. Early morning in Makutano town, West Pokot County. The county with a population of over 500,000 people has 4 constituencies, namely Kacheliba, Kapenguria, Sigor and Pokot South. The county borders Turkana, Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet and Trans Nzoia counties and the neighboring Uganda to the west. On our one-year assessment of the county performance, we made these block mentions on a site. This is what will be a medical training school once complete. The institution is said to have its first batch of students by September this year. Just 200 meters away, we come across another building under construction, and this will be the staff quarters for the Kapenguria District Hospital staff. A clear indication that the county government has put much effort in improving the health sector.
And we have opened 22 dispensaries across that were not there. And we are in the process of opening more.
A situation replicated in the hospitals.
Sisi tuko tu wazuri. Kutangu tumefika hapa, tumepata matibabu mazuri.
We have only one problem. Yeah. We don't have a surgeon. Yeah. And there's a lot of cases which needs the attention of the surgeon.
Previously, residents engaged in pastoralism for their livelihood, but now this appears to be changing fast.
We actually encourage farmers to produce more. For example, the pyrethrum you have seen is one of the efforts of the county government with Kenya Pyrethrum Board. And I want to thank the new director because with our consistent follow-up, they have paid all our pyrethrum farmers. All the news that they had, and our farmers are now replanting.
And some of the residents here have embraced lime and gold mining. The county has also put focus on education as some 840 ECD teachers have already been employed. And to ensure that the locals preserve their heritage, a museum has been constructed. Kapenguria Museum in West Pokot County is one of the places with a rich history of our struggle for independence, since the 6 most influential leaders were detained here. However, despite the achievements, the county still faces key challenges, among them water provision, with some residents forced to walk for over 10 kilometers to fetch for water. Poor road network forcing drivers to take long hours to access some areas.
Barabara ni mbaya sana. Hatukuona wakiripea kwanza hiyo wakati ya mvua. Hapa itakosa magari kupita.
2 weeks ago tulikuwa tunaenda kuchota maji Sebit. Sasa kuna maji mingi ya Murunji. Sasa hiyo ndio maji mara mingi magari zilikuwa nakimbia ili wawache shule wapate maji. Sasa watu ya mahoteli town yote wanaenda kuchota maji huko kwa mto. So hiyo ndio shida yenye tuko naye.
The issue of cattle rustling and insecurity along borders of Turkana and West Pokot counties is also a challenge to the development of the county.
Upande wa usalama tumekuwa na mvutano kati ya Pokot na Turkana. Tukipenda kama serikali yetu ya Kenya waweze kukuja na kuangalia ni nini wanakombania.
We recently had a meeting between Pokot elders and also Turkana elders, and they came up with a resolution which we are still sensitizing people on, that there's going to be compensation when there are deaths or when there are livestock stolen.
On our visit to Weiwei in Sigor constituency, we meet this group of women who sell charcoal by the roadside.
Our problem here is that we lack land to cultivate. And even when we cultivate along the riverbed, the crops end up drying, and we're forced to hawk charcoal.
The sentiments of some of Weiwei residents paints a clear picture that indeed 1 year after the inception of the devolved system of government, there are people who are yet to feel its benefit. Reporting from West Pokot County, I'm Gatete Njoroge.
And the national government has asked county governments to get their priorities right immediately so as to successfully implement their development projects and activities in good time. Speaking at a workshop for officials of the West Pokot County government, the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Mining, Ambassador Richard Titus Ekai, said this will also ensure maximum utilization of resources at the grassroots level. Ekai said there is need for proper coordination between county governments and the national government to ensure proper utilization of public funds and avoid duplication of projects. And the PS urged the West Pokot County government to support investments in the mining sector in the area.
Constitutional requirement. When you look at Article 10 of our Constitution, priorities are important. That we need to set our priorities right, get good projects that have high impact, projects that are able to help the populace, projects that are going to even help the counties to generate revenue, requisite revenues to run their programs in future.
Now, Guess FM, which is owned by the Royal Media Services, has in partnership with the Hadi Kenya and Nyamira County Government, launched an anti-jigger campaign in Nyamira. The campaign includes programs such as treating of infested persons and advocating for higher standards of cleanliness as a preventive measure. Among the issues raised at the launch of the campaign was the stigma associated with the jiggers, with the residents being encouraged to seek medical attention in good time.
Mostly we are targeting mothers because mothers are the home keepers. We are telling mothers that they have to take time to make sure that their home is clean.
As a Hadi Kenya, we have been able to get shoes that each and every child in Kenya, in the next 1 year or so, will not walk to school barefoot.
Well, you're watching Citizen Live at 1. We're taking a short break now. Business and sports is still ahead. Stay tuned.